ones. One yellow one, was there? Yellow one missing. Oh, here we go.
What one white and another?
What we got? Happy? 10 white ones? 2 yellow ones? God is good. There's football player. He's more up to it than we. He's got Nikes. Nike. Yeah, when you come in.
It's fresh. Oh, I didn't just want it. My under is actually neat. Oh wait. Ready? What should I spell? What should I write? What should I write? What should I write? Sienna, is it? What should I write? I'm gonna put my fingers are ready. You're gonna be a cleaner. Cleaner. Bye bye. Let's rub out his easier. Look. Cleaner. That's not coming up. My mum caught me red-handed shooting on my back. It wasn't that. Oh no! Easy and thingy put that. What's going on? Ta-ta-ta! Ta-ta-ta! Because I'm going to put it even neater. I'm going to put this. Call me red-handed. I know the got wrong. It wasn't me.
Hey, what are you talking about, mate?
That's all I was from you. Go alive! She said it's got towels. I have yeah. No, that's the way, didn't it? We get paid. Mum and Dad, your mum, your dad. West Bromwich Rubber. West Bromwich Rubber. I wonder how they got this off. Climbing. Can I say You know, Archie, stop it now. I was sending you to him. Stop it, Archie. Stop it, like, stop it.
We're going in there. Just can't look in there.
No, when they come out. Yeah, when they walk out. I'll do that. Are we gonna do it proper now? No, I don't know. No way they're coming on. Oh, they're the mascot. And then I think mascots for real.
Walk around the whole picture if you want to keep warm.
What's wrong with you? You know,
Walk around to there and walk back.
ready? No. You know that tiny rat? Yeah. It looks like the bishop. It looks like the bishop. It looks like Hitler. Ready? 7. I can't. Someone must have put it down. Come on. 7. 9. Count down. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. Let's restart, guys. I wasn't joining in. Restart. 10. Okay, you ready to sing? That's you ready to sing? That's so we're singing. When will they be coming out? What's the time? They should be coming on in like 3 minutes. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Look at the 5 minutes. Wait. I will also play. 3. 1, 2, 3. Is that the old thing? I'm gonna put it on TikTok. Jingle bells. You actually have YouTube. When are we doing it then, lads? Right, they're coming on, they're coming on. 3, 2, 1, go. I see children. Shut up. How do you fight Marksman? Marksman 7. I cut out the West Bromwich part. Why are you hurry up!
It's not funny, yeah. That's what it's like. It's a good sound as well. It's happened to me before.
Right, yeah. Guys. 3, 2, 5, 7. No, I'm sorry. Look.
Good afternoon and welcome to LUTV's coverage this Sunday afternoon. Leeds United Women back in action and they take on West Bromwich Albion Women in the FA Women's National League Plate. It's at the Sotrac Stadium where Leeds have got a great record this season. Both of these sides entering the League Plate after losing in the first round of the League Cup. West Brom were beaten by Liverpool Feds. Leeds lost to York, and then in their respective first round ties, Leeds won 3-1 against Solihull Moors, which we brought you here on LUTV. And West Brom beat Leek Town by 4-0. Myself, Tom Hill, and Jodie Hunter will bring you all the action this afternoon. And again, it's one of those situations for Leeds, Jodie, where positive to get a distraction from the league. Sometimes that can be a detriment to the team, but they're playing well in all competitions that they've entered. It's a chance to build more momentum ahead of Christmas and, of course, progress in a competition where they'd like to get their hands on the trophy.
Yeah, I think it's a good one today because obviously you've got something to look forward to. It's a different game going into it. Obviously, league play, anything can happen, and obviously West Brom are a very good team, so it'll be good to challenge ourselves and just see what we can do against them today.
Yeah, so West Brom will wear their away strip this afternoon, the green and yellow. No Bridie Hannon today, as you can see in the picture, making her way across as one of the main cheerleaders, and no doubt will offer a helping hand from the back, and we hope she's back and as soon as possible as the photographer just gets things lined up. There's some amateur ones in the background as well, so we will be ready to go shortly. In terms of respective form, Leeds have won 3 of their last 5 and victories over Chorley, Brighouse and Redcar. West Brom have won 2 of their last 5, but they have come successively. Beat Crewe and Lichfield City. They scored 8 in that game. West Brom, for those that are unfamiliar with the pyramid, are in the league above Leeds, and they play in the Northern Premier Division, but they're only one place outside the relegation zone. So in terms of a test as well, Jodie, it's a good yardstick to see where Leeds could perhaps be. We know promotions they aim in the next, well, this season as well as next, but you know, these are the sort of teams. How would you compare? How, if you do get promoted, how would you compete?
Yeah, exactly. You saw the last time we faced a team in the league above, Brighouse Town. We obviously came out winners there, so we've got everything to play for here today, and just challenge for that and just show the league above you what we're about, and that we're not going to shy away from something like this.
Yeah, so the team prepares for their last instructions. We will have a new setup today in terms of another back 4 due to these injuries. Would we believe? So the defenders have got on the list. We'll bring you the teams, in fact. Just realised I haven't gone through those. It has been a while. So Leeds go with Carrie Simpson, Rachel Hindle, Catherine Hamill, Rebecca Bass, Olivia Smart, Leonie Price, Paige Williams, Catherine Smith, Macy Ellis, Abby Brown and Amy Woodruff. The bench is then Kanisha May Underdown, Sandra Suarez Martins, Emily Sykes and Molly Baygock. For West Brom, it is Clark, Brown, George, Lloyden, Walker, Embley, Crackle, Tudor, Timms, Warner and Straker. The bench is then Green, Robinson, Stamps, Evans and Mahmood. So naturally you'd say that the defence would be Catherine Hamill alongside a more regular centre-back, but today could well be Rebecca Bass. Hindle's played at right-back, Smart as a left-back. Rebecca Bass showing what she can do as a central defender, you think?
Yeah, I think she's obviously played in that position before, not Middlesbrough. That's why we saw play most of her games, I think. And obviously Rick Passmore likes her amongst that back line, so I think she'll do a job for us today. And obviously Rachel Hindle will just sit back at right-back where she's been playing. And she's obviously been consistent there, so she's kept her spot.
And then perhaps a new look midfield as well, because Paige Williams has been patient this season throughout and had to try and get into the team. She's one of a number of players that have been on the bench and now coming into that first team, so it looks natural that she will go into a more central position. Last year when she first was on the scene, it was more of a right midfield or a left midfield role, but today more central. When she did join us on commentary, she did say that that position in the middle of the park is something she would like to try and push for, so good luck to her today and the rest of the team, as conditions will be tough underfoot as per usual. Sotrac Stadium pitch trying to hold up as good as it possibly can. Leeds again supported by a good crowd for this Sunday afternoon for this plate game, and it will be, by the looks of things, Ellis on the left, Brown on the right, Woodruff through the middle. Do not be shocked though if that changes throughout the game. We've seen a mixture, Jodie, of Woodruff and Brown through the middle, and we know they can both switch around and be effective.
Yeah, I think it complements them as players, obviously being able to switch sides and obviously through the middle. And obviously we've got Macy Ellis on the left now. Normally we see her on the right, so we'll see if that changes, like you say, throughout the game.
Yeah, on the attack straight away Leeds, and a poor touch from West Brom, nearly punished straight away with the ball into the box, and an early corner inside the first 20 seconds at the Sotrac Stadium. Leeds 0, West Brom 0. It was Kerry Walker with the pass back towards Ashley Brown. It was left a little short. That then allowed Leeds to pounce. And now it will be Smart to go across and take the corner. Her set pieces the last few weeks have been really good. I hope we're not cursed her there, but no doubt I have. But set piece is crucial when you're playing against a team from the division above. It's a level of 4. You've got to try and really test them. They've taken the opportunities the best they can, Leeds. I think we need a different ball. That ball's been checked over. Not to worry, that is not a bad delivery from Olivia Smart. And we can just wait and see what happened from the build-up in that attack. And Ellis getting down the left and just putting a percentage ball into the area, asking questions to the defence. An awkward slice could have turned it goalwards, but not to be for Leeds, as Olivia Smart prepares to take the first set piece of the afternoon. It's only taken a minute to be ready. Near post delivery, nobody made the run, and it's gone behind again. And I think Olivia Smart's static body language suggests it's gone behind for another corner, so she'll try again with another delivery. Nobody again, the near post run. Ball eventually cleared by West Brom, but Smart will be the first to get towards it. West Brom do get across this time and clear, and maybe a slight curse on the set pieces, maybe a little under hit, trying to draw a runner towards the near post, but at least 2 deliveries showed that they had to deal with. The first one they turned from the corner, this one for a set piece, so it's a positive start all the same.
Yeah, I think if anything, with the consistency of the 2 set pieces, it looked like she did want to go front post, but it seemed like nobody kind of read that. Leeds lose out in midfield. Hamill trying to race back, Price in there, and a chance to start for Price from the off. She's been another one that's been on the bench as a West Brom player. Picked up an injury as Woodruff races forward. Leeds on the attack, an opportunity to score. Woodruff effort saved, went low, and Charlotte Clark got down to it and thwarted the danger just about, with a good save as well to go to the left-hand side. So Leeds frantically trying to get the ball back down and work their way forward. It'll go out of play. And that West Brom player that went down, I think it was for a ball to the stomach, trying to maybe get her breath back now. That's the number 16, Sophie Tudor. The referee played on regardless, as Hindle has the ball in her hands for a throw. Woodruff plays it back short, just gets caught on the sticky surface at the Sotrac Stadium. And away they come. Williams was desperately trying to get back. So West Brom will attack. First chance we've seen for them really to strut their stuff and show us what they're made of. In towards Bass now. Rebecca Bass slides in with a very typical challenge. It's a strong one. Free kick given. I mean, she did seem to get to the ball first. Perhaps it was the right leg that followed through that the referee saw, but the referee wants a word. And I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit biased. I thought it was a decent challenge. She was in control. Yeah, I think she obviously, it was just the slight lunge with the both feet off the floor. I think that the referee's just having a word with to try and control the game. Here to take it quickly. Yeah, towards the far post, and it's flicked on, and Hindle will get across. Doesn't get the clearance she would like, and she actually scuffs it for a corner. So frustration there for Rachel Hindle. The delivery was taken by Phoebe Warner, and she will go across to take the corner as well.
Nice and bright shot, carry. Player feet, block runners. Macy, don't go in, Mace. Deej, stay out. Deej, stay in the area. She's not going to score from there. Deej, fast stick. 95
Led away by Price, only towards the edge of the penalty area. Now Hindle goes with a more convincing clearance, one which gets her into the path of Macy Ellis, who does have tremendous speed to get into a good area. Now prods it forward to Brown, who tries to take it around the defender, and she's done that, Abby Brown. Now, can she pick out a teammate in a fellow white shirt? She has to be stood up by Ashley Brown, and Brown against Leeds' very own Abby Brown. Wins the battle, but a good first touch, attacked, and what looked like a very simple clearance was going to be West Brom's ball. These have done very well to get where they are. Yeah, I think the defender seemed like she was taking the time and obviously didn't recognise Macy Ellis coming up behind her to sneak the ball away from there. Yeah, that'll be a warning sign for them. What's to come as West Brom get the throw. Ashley Brown doing the work to retrieve it. Now Leeds will reset and regroup 5 minutes in. If you're just joining us here on LUTV, a chance for Amy Woodruff inside the opening exchanges, but could not be taken, as you can see, with the scoreline. But a strong start from Rick Passmore's side. Williams misses the flick. It's into midfield, and the pressure, Leeds get the ball back. And now Woodruff goes wide to Ellis, who naturally, her sitting has played on the right, but on the left she's already causing problems. Flicks it back towards Abby Brown. Couldn't get to it, and Abby Brown will force a mistake. Maybe a slight nudge. Referee said not enough, though, to be a free kick. Ellis tries to get past Brown and is stopped. And West Brom will scrap away and go down the right-hand side and keep possession. It's good work from the number 20, Phoebe Warner. Heavier touch, though, from West Brom, and Price gets it back. She runs into trouble. Catherine Smith bails her out, and now Smith will run forward, tries to squeeze it through, does all the hard work. The easier bit, I think, again, just that the weight of the pass, the players just trying to adapt to the conditions week in, week out. That pass needed a lot more power on it. Sadly for Leeds, it didn't come, and it's now back to Simpson, but I think frantic's a good way to describe this. Nobody's really interested in taking their time.
Yeah, I think obviously you want to kind of get a hold of the game as soon as possible, and it just seems like everyone needs to just relax a little bit. I think it's been good because obviously we've had quite a lot of attack and a lot of the ball, but I think it's just getting a little bit broken up at the moment.
Into midfield, Abby Brown wins it back, and far too strong for the West Brom midfielder. Now towards Ellis, who's been the bright spark for Leeds so far. She goes early towards Woodruff. It was an inventive idea. It was very aggressive as well. West Brom try and follow that with a pass through the channel, which Rebecca Bass will mop up and then clear away. Olivia Smart just tried to get a body in the way first. Not once but twice, and Warner's back heel is crafty enough. West Brom certainly look a comfortable side when they've got possession. I think from the early exchanges we can see that Phoebe Warner is perhaps the trickster, the set-piece taker, and naturally the one we have to watch out for today.
Yeah, she's obviously seen a lot of their ball, and it's been like a bit of a bright spark for West Brom. It's just whether the team can gel with her, and if Leeds can stop her, of course.
So Rick Passmore, his coaching team, trying to dissect what they've seen so far. Olivia Smart with a throw-in down the line to be won by Ellis, or at least an attempted duel alongside Judah. And into midfield they go, and trying to play the ball around the park. Playing it back was Abby Lloyden. They get the set piece as well. Taking this is
now you got to put pressure on.
Number 15. Bailey Crackle back out towards Ashley Brown, and she goes down the line. Rebecca Bass wins the header. One back in midfield by Lloyden. Now trying to direct play. Emily was in there as well, and forward towards Straker, the centre forward, who gives Catherine Hamill a little nudge. Catherine Hamill does very, very well to get across and make sure that doesn't go out for a goal kick.
Makes you go with her.
To the near post. Bass had to get the touch to it. She'll get a second attempt here, and Olivia Smart getting each other's way. Communication needs to be a little bit sharper there, but they've managed to just about do enough. Price, the one that eventually smashes the ball clear and up towards the centre circle now for Leeds United defensively, and that's our first panicking moment at the back there, Jodie, for Leeds. You did just think Rebecca Bass was going to clear it. Clearly that run from Olivia Smart put her off.
Yeah, I think obviously your instinct in that situation is just to get the ball away, and you're obviously not looking at the players around you, you just wanted to get it out there. So I think there was just a bit of a miscommunication from there, and then the second one as well. But luckily it didn't come to anything for West Brom.
West Brom trying to build out from the back. Now they go long towards Straker. She beats Hamill to it, but Hindle was covering, and been full of praise for Rachel Hindle the last few weeks at right back, filling in for Rebecca Bass, who was injured. Keeps her spot with injuries elsewhere. And I signed Jodie as well, that if you're playing well and committing to the cause, it could be a good opportunity for you. As we see Brown now racing forward. She's a bit unhappy at what's happened in the game. And I mean, it's just a poor, I would say a poor touch. It bobbles in front of her. There's no need to be so disappointed. I guess that's a sign of a player that sets such high standards and feels that she can do a bit better in that area. I think she was a split second away from shooting.
Yeah, I think she was very disappointed. I think obviously she'll be used to the pitch now, but obviously it's very boggy as we get closer into December. So I think she'd be very disappointed with herself there.
Yeah, goal kick given now, and West Brom can start again at the back with Charlotte Clark.
Right, you don't have to come all the way. Gage, that's coming into. Sorry. I talked to the 15 in front of you. Sorry. That's all right. Stay there, Paige, because she is your player. Go on the 16. Somebody on the 16. Somebody on the 16. Still somebody on the 16.
Good pressurising from Leeds. It's a late challenge. Referee says no free kick though. And Williams' pass was astray. And West Brom will feel a little bit hard done to there because of the potential chance that Leeds were going to get. Had that gone in, I think we'd have seen some real demonstrations. But in fairness, it was mainly the West Brom player that was went to ground in Sophie Tudor that thought she was fouled. Jodie, I'm not sure, did you see anything in it, or do you think it was a fair challenge?
I felt like it was a fair challenge. I'm not sure if there were much else in it, but from what I could see.
Yeah, Williams squeezed that ball at the last second out wide. And now forward to Smith, and Smith tries to turn away from trouble, does so. He's looking for Woodruff, but couldn't bring her into the game. And again, it's just very end-to-end this. Neither team have dictated the possession. Price now covering that run. Smart comes across to help out. But there'll be a gap in midfield that needs now to be filled. Catherine Smith does that. The advantage is played this time around. Tudor goes further wide to George. George gets a free crossing. Like a pressure. Brown unable to get to it as the shot comes in. It's well wide. And if shots like that from there or West Brom can produce, Leeds will hopefully have a good day at the office. 12.5 gone, 0-0. And again, we haven't seen that much quality from Leeds on the ball, but playing against a team from the division above, haven't looked that troubled themselves. I think Rick Passmore will be relatively pleased.
Yeah, I think we started off very on an attacking foot. I think he'd been pleased with that, obviously, to get the game underway as soon as possible, but I think we've kind of just been a little bit slow since then, and obviously it's just not seemed to stick very well, especially in the middle of the park. A few miscommunications, and hopefully we can get over that and get the ball down and start playing.
Just defensively minded until we secure play.
Hindle in possession.
Kathy Dennis is on for a first step. Kathy Dennis, shout! Now
Towards Hamill, who just about got it away. Hindle likewise, but she will need bailing out by Kathy Smith. It's the second time Smith's got to the ball to help her teammate out. Now here is Williams. Tries to wait for the ball to drop down, and it's a decision that wins her a free kick. She will now hopefully learn from that. Now she's got the better of the player, and I like that from Williams. At first I thought she was just going to hit it first time towards Ellis, but it didn't seem to look that way. She wanted to take the touch, draws the foul, and decent patient build-up play from the Leeds creative midfielder.
Yeah, it was definitely a decent play. She obviously saw the space in front of her and wanted to exploit it, and she just waited for to draw the player in, and obviously the player made a foul.
Fired forward. Woodruff will try and get to it. She was offside. West Brom clear anyway. West Brom 10th in their division above, holding firm so far inside the first 15 minutes at the Sotrac Stadium.
just come into this area. Deep. It's all right. The three can start in here, but you pass them on. So Kathy, is she aware everything's on her left side? Yeah? Chill. Good. Now your left shoulder view deep. Here we stay. Deej, open up. Because you need back
Baggies
again.
with
Play
Warner.
fast,
Hamill trying to stand her ground and jockey and help was Bass and covering her defenders, so they've done well, but again Warner looking dangerous. Fired forward. Olivia Smart's header isn't the best. She's then nudged in the back and to the ground. It'll be a free kick, but you can see that physical presence that Janelle Straker brings to the West Brom attack. Bit too physical there. No need for the push in the back on Olivia Smart, who is fiercely competitive. She won't be forgetting that challenge in a while.
Yeah, I think obviously it's just waiting for that ball to bounce as well, which obviously brings the attacker in. It just looks quite aggressive.
Bass just trying to work out the instructions with the coaching staff, the skipper. Trying to, of course, direct the traffic from the back in the central position rather than the full-back today. Price gets it to Hamill. And again, the West Brom presence is strong. It's towards Brown. Now with Smith. Smith sets off on her way. A heavy touch forces her wide. Really wide, but she manages to at least get a touch to it. Unfortunately, couldn't keep it in. It will be a West Brom throw. To Woodruff. Just turned the wrong way. West Brom read that and could get to it quickly. And West Brom do the exact same thing and give the ball away through the middle of the park. It's again scrappy. No control. That's for both teams as well as Leeds. I think Leeds are certainly winning more of the ball further up the pitch and trying to attack. And again, they've had the best opportunity so far. The only keeper to make a save is West Brom's Charlotte Clark. Out wide was Embley looking to try and keep the ball in play, but it goes straight over her head. Rachel Hindle to take the throw as the rain will continue to cause problems this afternoon at the Sotrac Stadium. Nothing, Jodie, to suggest that Leeds can't compete with a team like this. And again, it was an important point you mentioned to me beforehand about beating Brighouse, another team in the league above. So it's not as if Leeds are playing with fear today. They know they can do it. But you can see some of the West Brom players, the class they bring. There's a few of them that have stood out so far. There's a gap here, though, for Ellis to exploit. She'll try and show her class. Brownie's on side. Woodruff wasn't. But Ellis is still going just one touch, maybe too many. Abby Brown demonstrating where she was and how much space she was in. It was a great run for Maisie Ellis. The pass just had to go.
Yeah, I think she obviously did very well taking on those players. I think just that split second, releasing the ball early into that space in front of Abby Brown would have been a perfect play for her. But obviously you can see that she wanted to carry on with her run, as it was brilliant.
Yeah, Woodruff squeezes it forward to Ellis, who now tries to spring the offside trap. Ellis running through, and the offside trap wins that battle. A shake of the head from the Leeds United number 18. But she has been the bright spark for Leeds so far. And in a position that I don't normally see her in as a left midfielder. It's normally on the right she plays, but you can see what she's bringing to the equation today.
Yeah, she's obviously stayed wide. She's obviously got that space for herself, even though she shouldn't need it. She's obviously very pacey, but she's obviously able to exploit that area for Leeds.
Forward it goes, and just about gets it away at the very last second. To try and get it in behind towards Woodruff. Leeds once more, but unable to do so. Woodruff and her pressure will win Leeds another throw, and it's Gary Walcott that heads it away. Won't be long before Olivia Smart's number's not recognisable, so it's a good job we know what she looks like. As Walcott heads it back towards Smart, who will just take a touch. A decision she will be regretting now as she gives the ball away. Now Price stands her ground. It's a good challenge at least. Slows West Brom down. But lucky there, Leonie Price, that she didn't get the rub of the green with a deflection. Here now is Abby Brown. Forward it went to Woodruff. I think the flag's going to go up here. It will. And she did look offside West Brom's players. She just didn't arch her run in time. But, Jodie, if we're going to pick apart the positives, that's a couple of attacks in a row now where Leeds have really exploited the gaps. They just set off a little early, but it's positive play again. And this team's a division above. And there is nothing to suggest in 20 minutes there is a difference in league.
Yeah, definitely. They're obviously quick to exploit that area again. And obviously we see Amy Woodruff here, but then we've got Macy Ellis coming on the left side of her as well for extra support. So it's very exciting to see.
Leeds winner. There we go, Dave. Get up wide. Go on. Don't let it turn.
Bass flies in with the challenge. Smith tried to go early over the top. Williams will get there. Again, Rick Passmore sticking to the same sort of formula that he has a holding midfielder and two runners that can try and direct the traffic. Paige Williams is certainly someone that can cover the ground quickly. Hindle Williams had moved away to try and get to it. She was looking for Ellis, or Williams was Hindle, and the pass was underhit and overhit. So unfortunate. Here is Price again, just steady, ticking the team over. Williams gets caught. Now, one thing I will praise West Brom for as well, it's always good to see the level of opposition, what they can bring. The pressurising has been so intense. Everyone is stepping up. They're making life so difficult for Leeds. You do wonder, fitness levels wise, tough conditions, tired legs in that heavy ground, how long they can maintain it for. But every single pass is hard work for Leeds, and that isn't their own doing either.
Yeah, I think obviously as the defenders kind of peel off just to get a bit of support for the person on the ball, there's always a player there attacking them, giving them pressure on the ball, so it's not easy for them to play out or, you know, get the long ball that we usually see.
Yeah, Abby Brown didn't know too much about where that ball was. She did flick it on for Catherine Smith, but Leeds lose it. Abby Brown flies in, comes off second best in the challenge. West Brom going early towards Straker, but too powerful for her as Rebecca Bass sends it straight back down the pitch. Leeds try and force a mistake here as Abby Brown relatively steady pressurising. She wanted a helping hand, but not going to come. Tough as well for Leeds. They didn't want to leave gaps in midfield. Embley comes forward, turns it inside. He's worked further wide, and it's now with Brown. Smart will have to commit. Someone has to go out as Brown sets off, goes towards the byline. Bass comes across. Rebecca Bass gets there. Timed to perfection for Bass. And Leeds will come away with it. An important challenge that, Jodie, just when West Brom looked like they were going to attack.
Yeah, it's excellent support there. Obviously, we've got Olivia Smart going in for the first challenge, and then Rebecca Bass coming in for that extra support to make sure the cross isn't coming across into a dangerous area. And Leeds come away with the ball.
Ellis just about keeps it in. Bass went early because Ellis kept it in. There was nobody down the line. Woodruff the closest to it. Clark goes across her box, across the pitch towards Timms. Further wide towards George. And George takes a quick fire throw in to get West Brom on the attack towards Straker. It's now with Brown. Smart gets to a loose pass. Ellis. Smart wanted it back. She plays it behind her. A real frustration there for the Leeds left-hand side. Haven't had a chance though for about 20 minutes. Their first came inside the first few minutes. Amy Woodruff having a shot saved by Charlotte Clark in the West Brom goal. So far, without me cursing it, Simpson has had a very steady day at the office. Olivia Smart is fouled there, surely, as the referee does give that for a late challenge, and they're certainly leaving their mark on Olivia Smart, who I think is letting the official nearest to her know that.
Yeah, I think she'll be very quick to voice her opinions and obviously make sure that the officials are doing their job and ensure the safety of the players. It's the second one from her into the back.
Yeah, Olivia Smart has got her bearings wrong. I think she's done it intentionally. So it will be Carrie Simpson to take the free kick. And Olivia Smart, I said earlier, very, very competitive. Not saying the rest of the team are not, but you can tell when Olivia Smart is pumped up. She plays with such aggression, channels it well though. And I'm sure she'll be looking to get her own back on Straker today with a fair challenge, but firm. As Brown goes away from trouble. There is Olivia Smart flying in. It Leeds maybe need that aggression as well, Jodie, to just see them over the line in this first half. If they can get a lead, they will have to tough it out because West Brom's players are tidy in possession. That's good work again from Abby Lloyden. There's some technically good players out there for West Brom, and Leeds have to match it as best they can. Not to say Leeds are not going to be good enough either, but sometimes if that approach isn't working, you have to tough it up and maybe try more of a brute force approach.
Yeah, West Brom have obviously got technically good players, but obviously as well, you can see some strength that goes to their advantage. So hopefully Leeds can step up to that side of their game that we don't usually have to show. Obviously we've got the likes of Daniel Witham, who's not with us today. She's one of our strong players in the middle of the park.
Yeah, she does offer pace, energy, and that touch of class. She has done this season. Leeds' midfield now can show that they can do the exact same thing. Similar position for Leonie Price, who got a chance to impress from the start today, featured off the bench the majority of the games we've done this season, as Williams squeezes it through towards Woodruff. Woodruff now through on goal. Defender gets across. Brown just in time. And Amy Woodruff is denied, and that was onside, and Leeds' best chance of the match. That was an easy opportunity. She had more time, and in doing so, she allowed Brown to get across. And what a ball from Williams. Just mentioned earlier about someone's got to step up in that creative area of the pitch, puts it on a plate, and I think Woodruff, she's taken the time she needs. I think you need to praise the defending as well, and maybe a bit more killer instinct was needed. We'll get your thoughts in a second, Jodie, once this corner is taken. As Smart goes towards Brown, who just has to hook it towards goal, and Brown over the top. This is second effort of the game, 26.5 gone. It's still goalless.
Yeah, I think Amy Woodruff did well, obviously. She's obviously tried to improve from the first chance in the similar situation. She's obviously taken the shot on target, and the defenders just obviously done well and closed their angle down alongside the keeper. But it's just great to see that, you know, we've got numbers up there. You know, Macy Ellis were on the other side, on the left. So it's good to see that there's support and obviously other options for players on the ball, and the desire to get into that final third.
Williams was trying to find a gap, couldn't do so. George intercepted, and here now is West Brom fullback Brown. Down the right-hand side, she was trying to squeeze it through Ashley Brown, and she does, and it's towards Phoebe Warner. Now Lloyden, and across the defence towards Timms, who will again have plenty of time, like she has done so far tonight, or today, this afternoon, should I say, as Hindle up and under towards Brown on right midfield. Delicate touch, remember, Brown keeps Leeds ticking over, but Hindle's clearance is wide. And I think unlike previous games, which I think we probably expected this today, but there hasn't been a progression for Leeds today. We haven't seen them like develop, you know, little patterns of play, whether it be the fullbacks, the forwards. West Brom have just simply not allowed it, and a bit more midfield control I think is needed for either side to take the lead, Jodie. I think that's what we are lacking, is someone to put a foothold, you know, a foot on the game. Control matters, but I think this style is possibly suiting Leeds, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we're obviously having some joy from this style of play. Obviously West Brom, they're going to be disciplined, going to be well organised. You can see that. But obviously there's certain parts of the game where you can see Leeds just break up their play, and then they do get an off chance opportunity. And hopefully we're just ready in the final third to put it away.
It's a free kick for a foul on Abby Brown.
It's further forward, isn't it?
Catherine Hamill will prepare the set piece, and everyone but her and Simpson in the West Brom half. And also Woodruff brings it down, looks for Williams, who was trying to let fly. Now Brown is offside. Frustration for Abby Brown as it pop up nice for her to hit it. She had just strayed off though in the build-up.
A good set piece though. Kath Hamill straight to Amy Woodruff's feet. Obviously did very well keeping the ball in front of her. Obviously strong in that tackle. Just obviously didn't come off it for Paige Williams.
It was a very accurate free kick. It allowed Leeds to build, as you say, Jodie, but still goalless here on LUTV. What is a tens cup affair between these two sides as Bass gets up for the header. It goes the wrong way though. Williams covers and gets it across just as Leeds needed her to do so. 1-2 with Embley. She'd have to come forward now. Price gets it to Smith, and Smith will now float it up over the top looking for Woodruff, who gets there. And that's better from Leeds before Woodruff's pass backwards is intercepted. Hindle, Woodruff does really well to keep the ball in. Hindle was going for blood with that challenge, was full-blooded, plenty of aggression in doing so. It went straight underneath her foot. But we say it every week, with this 4-3-3 formation, the pass has to stick up front. And if it doesn't stick into the feet of Abby Woodruff, that has to then change. Can it be Abby Brown? but that is Woodruff's best area of her game, her hold-up play. And before that pass, you know, the last free kick as well, starting to see signs of her maybe just getting more familiar, more comfortable, Jodie.
Yeah, just the rotations, obviously a few players just in different areas of the pitch, and just seeing how well, you know, each player works well together. Obviously, we've got Macy Ellis with Olivia Smart down the left, just their communication, just, you know, making sure they gel well together, and just different areas of the pitch, seeing different players.
Great ball by Simpson to Smart. She goes down the line to Ellis. First touch for her for a while. Now Ellis into the penalty area. Can she create for Leeds? Try to squeeze it towards Woodruff. It's just too far in front. She apologises, but that's a really good move from Leeds. And Macy Ellis is involved in the heart of it yet again. And that's the pace. And we've seen Ashley Brown, but just not quick enough. Brilliant ball forward. And I think we've seen just what Macy Ellis can do. And you can't keep repeating the same thing over and over again. The other team will work it out. But got to get Ellis more involved in those areas.
Yeah, she's obviously made a brilliant run, because a defender, Brown, she's obviously got a good pace on her herself, so to get that yard on her, she's obviously done a great run. And obviously Amy Woodruff, the pass into her was, I thought it was quite a brilliant ball. Obviously a good pace on it, just to get in, maybe just a little bit burst of energy, just to get in front of her defender, to get something on the end of that pass into the box.
Yeah, now you need to chop. There's obviously someone free. There. It's only yard, mate. She ready, mate? There you go. Come on, Dee.
Ellis involved again, gets back for Leeds. Now to Price. Price just steers it towards Smith. A touch from Bass then allowed her to go forward, and Leeds have kept that play alive. Woodruff will have the pace to get to it first. The touch is too heavy though, and she had beaten the defender. Got across her, who's now picked up an injury there as Dracula, but again, just starting to see areas where Leeds can maybe exploit, where they can get in behind, where they can have the better of West Brom.
Yeah, we're seeing Amy Woodruff, obviously we know her hold-up plays really well earlier in the game. It's just obviously trying to get her into those areas. No, we should be a defender. It just obviously just making sure them touches stay a bit closer to her and on the field.
Here's Price looking forward towards Woodruff. Now she gets the gap. Woodruff running through. This is the third one-on-one she's got. Goes for goalkeeper, makes another save. And Amy Woodruff didn't go for the corner. It was more of a poked effort rather than finished either side of the goalkeeper. And the defender beaten by Woodruff, but the goalkeeper denies her for a third time in succession, as Catherine Smith will be lucky to avoid a card there with that challenge. Advantage will be played as Embley makes her way forward. Bass steps out of defence. That's a tremendously timed tackle from her. And now West Brom on the attack. Leeds have got gaps left, right and centre at the back as Rebecca Bass gets across. There is Warner, goes past her. Warner across the face of goal, and Simpson, whether she got a touch or not, has not had to do enough to keep it away from goal. It looked like it was flying wide. The referee is going to put whistle to mouth now. And we have to be biased. We love being biased on here. But I think that is a yellow card for Catherine Smith.
Yeah, I think I would say so as myself. Obviously, he played advantage, rightly so, for West Brom. It was a great piece of passage and play, which obviously resulted in a great save by Carrie Simpson. Across the face of goal. Luckily, there was nobody in there just to poke something on it.
Referee wants a word with Rebecca Bass. And it's for a word with Catherine Smith. I think at first Rebecca Bass thought she was getting blamed for the challenge. Catherine Smith was doing her best impression to just blend in. Just defending for the throw-in, turned her back. Now whether this is a final warning and Bass is getting the instruction as captain. Catherine Smith is trying to demonstrate and explain. And she's getting a bit more passionate, which I suggest means that the referee has told her a card is coming. I like to see officials take control. I think it's good when they give an explanation. Is a bigger explanation as needed for this? If it's a yellow card challenge, it's a yellow card challenge. She might have said something out of turn. She's certainly obviously given her opinion now, which is not going to help her cause. But it seems a little bit over the top.
Yeah, I feel like it's obviously kind of overdue at the moment. It's you don't want to see so many stoppages in play, and rightly so. I think a yellow card would be something that you would give here for that challenge. But obviously something's been said, and the referee's obviously not happy with this discussion. So obviously it's just taking its time.
Yeah, I mean the referee again he's just trying to get a point across to the captain. So as an official goes, as official yourself, Jodie, it is always good, I'm sure, to let the players know where you stand. I think the referee's had a good game as well so far today. He's not really missed the challenge for either side, and he's kept things flowing nicely. So he felt that a really strong explanation was needed, and perhaps maybe to put a lid on things for the full team, or for both teams, should I say. As Carrie Simpson waits for the ball to go and take another goal kick into the final 10 minutes of the first half, and very little to split the two teams. Amy Woodruff, though, will no doubt, if it stays like this, be sat in the dressing room rather frustrated. It's not often you get a one-on-one in a cup game and then get a second chance, but a third similar opportunity is something that she'll be really frustrated she hasn't taken at least one of those.
Yeah, I think that final one there, I think it seemed like she was waiting for the keeper to maybe make a move or, you know, try and dummy her, because it seemed like she just didn't take charge of that situation where usually you would expect an attacking player to, and obviously just get their shot off, make the decision early and you know, where you're going to place the ball in the back of the net, and obviously it's just not come off that way for her.
Yeah, Price plays it back in towards Catherine Hamill, who will go back towards Carrie Simpson. Simpson over the top to Brown. That's her second really good ball out wide from Simpson. I thought that took a touch off a West Brom defender, and the linesman agrees near the main stand at the Sotrac Stadium. But again, Leeds have got a throw in here just by some good distribution from the goalkeeper. Nothing less, nothing more. She did her job. Leeds can now build on that, so she'll have to be called upon, no doubt, for the rest of this game. But if she can keep producing similar balls, Simpson, it's perfect from a winger's perspective if your keeper has got that array of passing, Jodie. Yeah,
obviously it makes the opposition think about where they're going to set up as well. You know, it gives you a little bit more time on the ball, and maybe for your defenders a bit more space if your keeper has got that in the locker. And obviously it's something that we can exploit.
We need to work closer together. Page, come square of the ball.
Leeds
square of the ball.
Get the throw with Hindle preparing to take it.
Stand still. Ultravox. There we go. Go on.
Smith went down the line for Woodruff, and Woodruff watches that ball bounce out of play. West Brom now will hope to make their way out, but Leeds will try and pen them in here and maybe create an opportunity of their own.
Right, you can go forward again. Here she comes. Pass your final player. Stay in front, Smudge. Now pass her over. Pass her over, beware. Go on, get hold of it, Woody. Good, Woody. Next one. Next one. Good play, Price.
Price gets away from trouble. Then he plays her ball a bit too quick. Smart beaten by Brown, and now Ellis has got to get goal side if she can. Does really well there, Macy Ellis. Just puts enough pressure on the shoulder to unsettle the high-flying Ashley Brown of West Brom, and then waits for Bass to come across. And there's not much in it because it's still 0-0, but I think Macy Ellis has been the pick of the players from both teams today. Warner just a little bit behind her for West Brom, but Macy Ellis leading by example, keeping things really concise as well, but still offering that attacking flair, Jodie, as well.
Yeah, I think this game it might come to something like fine margins, and obviously the effort there that she gave, and obviously support to Rebecca Bass to make that clearance, obviously might be the decider in the game.
Warner turns inside. Williams to Ellis. Ellis was looking for Woodruff. Again, there was the pressure from West Brom. It forced her into a decision early.
You need to hit the area and make her work. Go on, Brownie. Get round, Kathy. Squeeze on it right.
Leeds will try and match that aggression in attack as Brown comes forward. She'll need a helping hand from behind, as Hindle gets her body in the way of Embley. Prods it back as Catherine Hamill just about gets it to Smith, who uses her body perfectly well to get the ball back. Now goes early to Woodruff. Ellis was lurking. Ellis gets there to beat Brown. Price gets it wide. Ellis now in the foot race. She's got the beating of her again. Brown racing across, but Brown's stronger this time. This is a really good battle between these two. But again, it's simpler stuff from Leeds, but just putting it into the channel for Macy Ellis to chase. She just has that so much speed and power about her game. Leeds need to really exploit it as Ellis gets to the ball, wants to lay it back towards Smart. Good work from Williams. Here is Smart, goes early with the shot, keeper spills it, and defender gets across. Abby Brown unable to pounce. Here is Price. Price goes for goal. And the goalkeeper forced into her 4th save today. And a relatively easy one, but 5 minutes to go, Jodie. Leeds knocking on the door.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant play there from Paige Williams just to shield the ball there for Olivia Smart. Great, put in a great area, and then obviously the shot here. It's great to take it from there.
Williams as well involved with the header to Price, so heavily involved in both moments.
Yeah, definitely. So you can see that desire. Obviously, she wants to do well for the team. She wants to get the ball in dangerous areas like she did.
Hempeley gets to it. Williams trying to get back and help out the defence. The ball comes in, Smart. There is a player back, and Leeds have not been able to mark them. Shot comes in, it's just onto the roof of the net. I think it was from Warner that was trying to go for goal. And well, Williams spotted this, but the communication wasn't good enough in time. Oh, it was a difficult shot to actually execute. It's not a bad effort to say that Warner had to spin and turn before going for goal.
Yeah, just from Carrie Simpson's body language, it looked like she was very confident it was going over. She had the goal covered.
Win that one for his face. And again, runners off, yeah.
Hindle gets across, just in the right touch at the right time. As here comes Smart, looking for Ellis, and that is another good ball. Ellis now, the keeper's off her line. Ellis comes forward, takes a heavy touch to give her the time to shoot. Ellis goes for goal. It is brilliant from Macy Ellis, and that is exactly what she deserves. Great ball over the top. The pace is far too much, and that touch was perfect. It allowed her to look for goal, pick her spot, and she beat Charlotte Clark. Leeds United 1, West Brom 0.
Yeah, it's the first real chance that she's had. Obviously, she's done so well, and she's made sure it hits the back of the net there. It's a great through ball, and obviously she sets off early, well onside, doesn't need that extra yard. Just takes it into goal and slots it into the back of the net.
Yeah, really strong play that from Macy Ellis.
You could see it building, you could see it coming. She obviously wanted it, and she made it happen.
Yeah, just the way she's played, it's been so effective. Aggressive when she's needed to be, and gets into an area to finish. We know Amy Woodruff can score and can lead the attack well. As there's a player here that's got the ball to the face of the game, comes to a halt, but she hasn't looked convinced when she's had those one-on-ones, maybe just lacking that confidence at the moment. Ellis's approach was, this is going in. You know, she had that swagger as she went to the ball. Yeah,
ever since she stepped foot on the field today, you can see that she's obviously got that confidence with her, and you could probably bet on it that it was going in the back of the net. I think Amy Woodruff just needs to believe in herself. Obviously, we've seen what she can do week in, week out, and obviously just next time up she can take a chance and get that confidence.
Smart goes early. Ellis is again there. Times the run. Gets it across, looking for Woodruff. Keeper this time doesn't spill it. And Clark can now start an attack, but it's getting to the point where I think West Brom might have to double mark Macy Ellis. Such as the effect she's having on this team. It's great to watch for Leeds' perspective as Price gets in again with another important interception. She's got so many touches to the ball today, Price, to slow West Brom down. And Macy Ellis was doing it at a standing start before she set off there.
Yeah, turn of pace is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Witham comes across as the fastest, but I've always known Ellis is just as quick eventually. But today, as you say, she's so sharp, looking really up for the occasion. And if you're just joining us here on LUTV, Macy Ellis's goal is the difference. think Rick Passmore thought she was coming for a high five. Turns out she needs a drink.
Yeah, she might have to win one of them.
But again, his team are doing just what he wants them to do. It hasn't been pretty watching at times. Same can be said for West Brom. It has been a slog. But the scoreline is all that matters for Leeds today as they try and progress in the women's plate as it goes wide from Williams. She has looked for that ball a few times today. She has found it on several occasions as Hindle looks for Woodruff. Woodruff tries to head it towards any of her teammates. Very difficult for her to direct the power on towards goal.
Yeah, especially she seemed like she was being sandwiched by both defenders. They obviously know that she's a threat in that area.
Yeah, so a threat in that area. Hopefully she will be for the second half, as that is half time. So Leeds with a timely goal, 43rd minute. I mark it down at where the goal came from Matey Ellis into a very good area, fired home, and not a surprise it came from her. She's been the star of the show today for Leeds. Let's hope that continues. Let's hope the scoreline continues to be in Leeds' favour. Be more from myself, Tom Hill and Jodie Hunter in the second half in around 15 minutes' time.
Balls in that one or that one, whatever you fancy. Hello. Now.
I would have thought that. I'd get to them. to bend down. Wait, we'll go back this way. Oh no, we're not, because that's another dog. You can bark at the dog you use. I'm not a dog anymore.
consistency. So obviously you've got the back four, which are fairly consistent, but in terms of forwards, I think like you expect pace and good press.
She's like pop away, isn't she?
Yeah.
She don't want to go that way.
Yeah.
And like since she's not got the ball,
Yeah.
she
I know
almost
you do
doesn't
that.
go get it.
Yeah.
She just kind of waits.
Sway.
Because she has got, she's got pace.
Yeah, and she's quite strong as well.
Yeah, she looks quite strong.
Yeah. She's been doing well. Good. Just need to keep it up, hopefully. But I think the game
One more goal.
I think a game decided will be on the last 20 minutes is when we'll really get this. Because first 5 minutes and last 20 minutes, we will really get tested. But we'll see.
Right, I better climb a ladder.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Yeah.
Jeff, we've got all the balls to side Shay, BK. Yeah. Here we are then, what about this yellow one?
Oh, we counted that one.
Good girl. Yeah, sticking in there, said the actress. Nice and bright. Let's go, Abby. Come on. Hey, right. Let's go again. Come on. Kathy. Come on.
Welcome back then to LUTV's coverage as the game gets back underway at the Sotrac Stadium. Leeds do lead by a goal to nil thanks to a fine effort from Macy Ellis. Really scrappy first half from both teams. Macy Ellis was the star of the show for Leeds. Was the player that was the most effective, and here she is winning the ball back. We'll get you the rest of the team shortly as Ellis tries to squeeze it through for Woodruff. Too much power on that pass. And sadly, for Amy Woodruff, she missed 3 one-on-ones in that first half. But was a real threat in the hold-up play. A build-up play will hope to bring others into the equation as well. So Leeds pressurising. Woodruff and Smith, the two combining to do so. And West Brom giving the ball away. So really strong start for Leeds, who go with Simpson, Hindle, Hamill, Bass, Smart, Price, Williams, Smith, Ellis, Brown and Woodruff. West Brom gone with Clark, Brown, George, Lloyden, Walker, Embley, Cracky, Tudor, Timms, Warner and Straker. Myself, Tom Hill and Jodie Hunter, bringing you all the second half coverage of this game in the FA Women's National League Plate, which is on for teams that lost in the League Cup first rounders. Here comes Smith, dinks the cross towards Williams, tries to head it towards goal. She's done the right thing by keeping it under control. She was just trying to steer it and use the power. But Leeds have made a strong start to the second half, Jodie, here.
Yeah, I think obviously that early goal, that goal in the late minutes of the first half, sorry. Obviously it's kind of brought a bit of more energy towards Leeds. And obviously we started strong again like we did in the first half. It's good to see.
Simpson had very little to do. Might have got a slight touch to an effort across the front post from Warner, but no one-on-ones, no catch, set-piece catches, having to come off a line to command things. Not to say that she won't have a busy afternoon in the second half, but so far so good. She might be called upon here as Hindle gets across. Good defending from Rachel Hindle. No wonder Leonie Price in behind her gave her a quick clap to praise the awareness. And second half, subs for Leeds. Underdown, Suarez, Martin, Sykes and Baycott that can maybe influence proceedings. Catherine Smith is the only player to be booked as well, by the way. as Woodruff gets it over the top towards Ellis, who looked to have set off a little too early. Doesn't need to do so because we saw the pace she provides. And Ashley Brown is the right back for West Brom today, Jodie, in the number 2 jersey. And I think she'll breathe a sigh of relief at half-time. It's 10 minutes of having to chase Macy Ellis. I bet she's desperate for her to swap flanks in the second half.
I was just about to say, hopefully she can get some delight of Abby Brown, but she'll quickly understand that she's got just as much pace as well.
Yeah, Brown a bit quiet in the first half. Quite a lot of Leeds' players having to go through the motions just because of the occasion. Very tough to get hold of the ball and control it, but Leeds did show those glimpses of quality. Paige Williams in particular. Olivia Smart with that crucial ball over the top. But then for large parts of the half, it had to be a case of digging in and just holding West Brom at bay. And they've done that so far, as West Brom with George going down the line. Across comes Price. She was another one that didn't really get much time on the ball, didn't get much chance to make a few passes, but her interceptions were so vital. We saw it there. Great touch. Got there first, but then just as she wanted to take her time and look downfield, swamped by the West Brom players around her.
Yeah, like you say, they were obviously quick to press, doing the high press. It's just maybe giving Price just a few more options on the ball, so she obviously can keep it in play and make that decision a bit earlier.
Olivia Smart beaten to the ball, into the near post. Hamill gets there, Leeds have to get across. Bass just enough to get it wide. Here is Hindle, needs to be careful there as Embly's twisting and turning. Across it comes. Simpson was trying to get to it, couldn't do so because Catherine Hamill got there first. Leeds recover. First real chance for West Brom to get forward. Abby Brown doesn't really know where the ball is, but he's just making a real nuisance of herself and does enough to help keep West Brom at bay. But I think we're going to have to see a bit more of a defensive structure today from Leeds. We don't want to see them defend, but I think West Brom, league above, losing, are going to really turn on the heat on them in this second half as the flag goes up to deny West Brom. So for Rick Passmore, it's another side of his team we'll get to witness, see what their defensive mettle is like.
Yeah, obviously we knew today both teams have got everything to play for, and obviously going down just before half-time, West Brom will obviously want to start the second half as quick as possible and try and win a goal back.
Tuck in. Woody, be brave. There we are, Woody. Come on, Woody. Go on, midfield. 3. Pass.
Price looking for Smart.
Drop in, Smudge.
A little bit under hit. Smart
in.
did her best to keep Leeds moving forward. West Brom, though, have dominated the second half in terms of winning the second balls, not on that occasion. Rachel Hindle absolutely flies into the challenge. Brilliantly timed. As Woodruff gets hold of it now, tries to do what she does best, and that's hold up the play, bring others into the game. Now she's been beaten by George. Can she get back to it? The pressure is enough to win a throw. But that is the tackle of the match so far from Rachel Hindle.
Yeah, very clean. She ensured the attacker probably won't want to do that against her again.
Yeah. It was well timed on Rosie Embley. No rush here for Hindle, who just trying to keep them penned in. Certainly so with Catherine Hamill this far forward. As Brown tries to get the wrong side of the defender. Nearly did. Eventually stopped in her tracks. Still 1-0 to Leeds thanks to that first half 43rd minute goal by Macy Ellis.
Here we go. Here we come, Cathy. Tuck in Brownie and come off 10 yards, Brownie. Keep an eye.
Price just trying to pick out Smith, couldn't do so. Leeds recover. Here's Woodruff, she's hurt herself making a challenge, but she's got the ball to Brown. Brown just about to get away, I think, and shoot, and had the ball taken away from at the very last second. As Rebecca Bass has to show that pace of hers, and that is something she will bring to the team as a centre-back. full-back normally, so extra bit of pace in the middle. Great challenge from Woodruff there, Jodie. Come off second best, but nearly created something for Leeds.
Yeah, and obviously Abby Brown were trying to just get through the defence there, but I think there were just a few too many for her to get through.
Ball played away. Clark will try and keep it alive. Smart heads it straight back into the danger area. Bit of a lost calls of loss of concentration there for West Brom in the middle of the park, but they dealt with it. Out to Embley now, who's urging for some advancing runners. She'll run at Hindle again, and she beats her this time around, but Hindle enough pressure. I think she's trying to say she was knocked off the ball by the challenge. I think I can understand her point of view, but it's a big stretch for the referee to give that. She stayed on her feet. She played the ball down the line. Very tough for a ref to say that's a clear obstruction.
I think if she'd kept the ball in play, she might have got that little nudge, but obviously as she played the ball out and then the touch came afterwards, I think the referees made the right decision.
Coaching staff of West Brom giving out the instructions. I think we've got a couple of subs coming for the Baggies. As Hindle throws it down the line and wins another throw-in for Leeds further downfield. Brown, crossfield pass to Ellis. Who will get a helping hand from Olivia Smart down the line, should she want to use it. She does. Now into Ellis. And back to Smart. Options are plenty in the middle. Looking for Abby Brown. Brown will go for goal. Down the throat of the goalkeeper. She's frustrated there. But I think that's a really clean strike. A little bit off balance. The keeper's made a good save. I don't think she should be too disappointed with herself, Jodie.
No, and I think it was a great build-up play as well from Macy Ellis and Olivia Smart to get the ball down there into a dangerous area. And Abby Brown's obviously disappointed with herself, but it's great to get a shot off.
There you go, win the header. Keep your body in. First, right, left wing. Good effort. Above your Woody.
Pass with the up and under.
Up again, Kath. Drop
Not
it
what
out,
she
come
intended to do. She can't feel too sorry for herself. She has to get back. Hindle's just trying to get her body in the way and then clear it, and she's done just that. Here is Woodruff.
There you go, Brown.
Woodruff now clears down the line looking for Brown. Goes flying past Smith. Will go straight back to Brown. And Leeds will win another throw. And again, it's not what we normally see from Leeds. They are a team that like to play football. You say it every week about getting the ball down, playing it. You see it in training. You see you've been part of the team for many years, Jodie. They are trying to do that, but even when they're not, they are getting quite a lot of joy by just being, I guess we could say, a bit more old school, long balls down the line and turning the West Brom defence round. It's been effective as Mahmood and Stamps prepare to come on. The first sub was Straker, and the second is Tudor. But yeah, the game plan so far might not be as pretty for the purists, but those that love a bit more of a physical affair will enjoy it.
Yeah, I think obviously whenever the ball needs to go, Leeds have obviously got it out of the danger area, and that's when sometimes Leeds have obviously been able to exploit that. And you know, when they have been on the attack, then we can counter-attack that and obviously catch them off guard and hopefully can create something.
Linesman is now in place after the subs. Hindle goes towards Brown. Brown tries to draw the free kick, does so. Referee said the arms over the top. Maybe looked a little soft, but Abby Brown wins a set piece for Leeds in a good area.
Yeah, I think Abby Brown knew exactly what she was doing, and obviously once the contact's there, the referee can give it, and that's what he's chosen to do.
So Olivia Smart will naturally take most of Leeds' set pieces in these areas. Hindle is there. Is that going to be a decoy? Olivia Smart is clearly happy. Maybe ignoring the advice from behind, try to suggest she's got what's coming. Hindle makes a late run. This man was just trying to fire it over the wall, put it in behind, didn't get the loft on it. Leeds are frustrated as Bass gives the ball away. That's not what Leeds need. That ball had to have loft on it. So now West Brom come forward. They have the numbers. Price gets across. Bass gets across. Have Leeds considered a free kick? They haven't. In fact, it's still going, though. He's working in West Brom's favour. Smith racing across. Leeds have to just calm down a little bit. And thankfully, that touch with Ellis, things can just get back into more of a familiar feel. Get the midfield back into those areas. But of all the passes that Rebecca Bass could not make, that was it. And in fairness to Leeds, Jodie, they recovered really well.
Yeah, they've obviously done well to keep West Brom out of the danger area. And just when you need that clearance, obviously just didn't come off. I know the pitch isn't doing very well, but just need to get your foot through that ball just to clear any danger.
Goal kick for Leeds. Carrie Simpson to take just before the hour mark.
I think Rebecca Bass is looking a little bit uncomfortable there as well.
Yeah, not ideal for Leeds as the makeshift centre half. Kenisha May Underdown, perhaps the most defensive midfielder Leeds have got off the bench. Sykes and Baycock are not two players we've seen too much of at this level.
Yeah, Molly Beacock, I think she does well as a centre half, so she might be another option as well.
Abby Brown nearly falls over. Is going to put the pressure on, stays on her feet. Hindle spots it, just over hit. A rare mistake for Rachel Hindle the last couple of weeks, has been so consistent. As George gets the ball in hands for West Brom. Baggy skipper has options short and long towards Warner, runs straight into Price, who has demonstrated what a real holding midfielder will do in a game if he can be deployed effectively enough. She's just absorbed the pressure, allowed Leeds to push on from afar. West Brom maybe trying the Leeds tactics to go long, but didn't work. Sorry, Jodie.
Yeah, I think Leona Price has obviously done well. She's done her job. She obviously kept any danger in front of her. And I think she's instilled the back line to make sure West Brom aren't going to score anytime soon.
Yeah, it's a tough role. You don't need to hope she can keep those fitness levels high as Catherine Smith flies in, which will win a free kick. And it's just what Catherine Smith does best. Pounces, makes charging runs forward from midfield. Has to watch herself, as I say, she's on a card. Leeds just looking across at the bench for a few instructions. Cross changes will be something that might naturally come to try and counteract those of West Brom, who do appear to have maybe changed the system a bit. Two up top, as Hindle is now down and requires treatment. So, first break in play. We're not going to get stoppage time like we've had at the World Cup, I don't think, today, but it is the first break. And a chance for everyone to get a bit of a rest, Jodie, and a drink on board. And I think Rick Passmore will use this opportunity to just reaffirm those instructions.
Yeah, I think obviously just a little bit of downtime. Hopefully Rachel Hindle's fine. Looks like she's already on her feet, so hopefully it's just a knock that she can obviously play through.
Look to your back stick so you can get players around. Corners, Dave. Corners, ready, Brownie and Kath.
Smart looping ball forward, hoping to get Ellis in behind Ellis. It's not a bad idea for Leeds just to try and get into that last gasp sort of area where the cross has to be perfect. One touch and across the face with bodies in waiting, but it was just overhit. I think West Brom have defended it very well as well. To midfield for Embley, who swapped position. She was playing wide left. Here is Hindle towards Price, fired at the feet of Catherine Smith.
Smudge, in behind you. Smudge, drop. No, you got to make it, Brownie.
Williams' ball was looking for Brown, who has somehow nearly got to that. That is a strong challenge on the touchline. And West Brom will feel they've not got a call today in their favour. Plenty of aggression from both sets of players. Rick Passmore keeping a lid on things, though. I mean, I think it's just a natural. I think it's a free kick, personally.
Yeah,
we'll take it, but
I was going to say I think Abby Brown's done well there not to get anything against her. Maybe the referee didn't see it as such, but I thought the liner obviously could have his input.
George, as captain, naturally is allowed to speak to the referee, of course, as long as she keeps it professional. But George is, I think, not only annoyed at the lack of a free kick, I think she feels it should be their ball as well, which I would agree with again.
Yeah.
But it's not often we get calls going our way like this, so we'll enjoy it. But that is a card for Hannah George, the left-back. I think the officials there together as a collective group have made a mistake rather than the referee, as you say, Jodie. Speaking like a true referee again. Linesman's fault. He had to spot it. But all joking aside, that is their flank. That is what they're, hoping to do. And West Brom clearly very passionate about this. Could maybe try and swing things in their favour. This maybe up the aggression a little bit. Leeds have to just keep trying to frustrate them. Still only 1-0 thanks to Macy Ellis's goal. As here now comes Brown. Touch off her knee was too heavy. Rachel Hindle. That ball does stay in play. And she wins a throw for the second time of asking after kicking it against Mahmood. I'll say she dummied the first.
Yeah, we'll go with that. A little chuckle to the bench.
Drop round. Is she gone? Kathy! There we are.
And Leeds clear again with Hamill.
Round the corners. You're in. Go on. Drop the goal first time.
Here is Woodruff on the attack. Turns inside. She's too strong. Woodruff got options in the area. Goes towards Williams. And she slices it wide. Abby Brown is still on the edge of the 6-yard box. She is the natural finisher in this team. And she may be thinking that Amy Woodruff should look for her first.
I think it was a great area, and obviously Paige Williams had a lot of space there. Maybe she couldn't see Abby Brown with the defender just in her view. But I think it was an excellent challenge by Paige Williams for Catherine Hamill to clear and then obviously get that brilliant chance there.
Yeah, Leeds just feeding off scraps there, really. Haven't had that much run of the game in this second half. Incident here, maybe West Brom not happy with something in back play. Abby Brown is certainly trying to show her side of things. Abby Brown normally quite passy, doesn't really get aggressive, but I saw a few arms raised there. Tensions are quite high out there, Jodie.
Yeah, I think it was maybe slightly late on the keeper, so obviously that's what West Brom was playing for. And obviously, technically, that would be her second late challenge there, so that's why I think West Brom a little bit frustrated more than usual.
Yeah, Smart comes forward. West Brom will try and channel their aggression to get a goal back and take this game to a level playing field. Leeds are doing what they can to frustrate them, though, as Lloyden goes wide towards Brown. Macy Ellis races out, gets there, but the tackle is back in West Brom's favour. Brown to the byline across the face. It'll be cleared behind. Bass gets across, and it will be a corner.
Yeah, I think the deflection just goes Brown's way there. Unfortunate for Ellis.
Yeah, Rebecca Bass hasn't got up yet, which is a worrying sign for the tough cookie of the team. Not sure whether it's how she's landed or if the ball is, as she's blocked it, has hit her in a certain... She's struggling to get her breath back, maybe. Referee suggests that there is no need for medical treatment. She's limping, so it doesn't look like it's a ball to the stomach region where she has to try and get her breath back. Maybe she's landed awkwardly. The studs have raked the leg. For Rebecca Bass to stay down for more than 5 seconds suggests it is painful enough. And now she'll try and guard the near post. Woodruff, I think it just clipped the inside of the post. Woodruff doing enough. And a chance for Leeds to get their breath back, in particular, Rebecca Bass.
Yeah, I think it's unusual to see her down, and we did see her a little bit uncomfortable earlier on in the half. So I wonder if it's just a niggle that's persistent.
Yeah, she's not running too freely at the minute. Leeds will hope that soon changes. As Leeds regroup defensively as Woodruff comes back. West Brom whip the ball in. There is Bass, so forget about that injury. She's back to normal. And there is Brown. Here is Williams. Williams told to go left. She will now look left, but it's too easy, too telegraphed. Pretty much lets everyone in West Brom colours know where she's going. She will try and make amends. Can't do so. That is a free kick. And Price will kick it away just to slow West Brom down even further. But Paige Williams can have no complaints. I think she'll be annoyed at the pass by her own doing.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you have too much time on the ball that you're not used to, I think sometimes you kind of overthink it.
It was a long time in possession for Paige Williams. I think the option as well became available on the right wing, so then she started to second guess herself.
I think if she's obviously seen something else, then she just needs to go with what she's seen first instead of maybe thinking about what other people have maybe told her. And that's when you maybe second guess yourself.
Yeah, she's not happy now about something. I think the West Brom players perhaps suggesting she was milking the injury. Delivery's going to come in from deep position, headed away by Catherine Smith. It'll fall out towards the edge of the box, and a shot comes in from the sub, which is Shannon Stamps. And a late challenge coming in as the shot got away. She's now feeling the effects of that. Rebecca Bass just trying to check on her as we approach the halfway point of this second half. It is still Leeds leading by a goal to 0. And the tense affair continues. West Brom prepare another sub. And it is Kate Evans that is going to get the chance to come on.
When they go that way, off it. Deej, sit in a bit.
We'll try and spot who has been replaced
Don't be isolated.
at Sotrac Stadium.
Macy, drop in a bit.
So at least we can't say that West Brom have not dealt the cards they've been given. Try to play with them. They've tried to reshuffle the pack now. Doing all they can, Jodie, to get back into the contest. Still Rick Passmore sitting on the hand he's got out there.
Yeah, obviously they've made a few changes. And obviously we've seen a little bit of their play and a little bit of defending from Leeds, but nothing too serious as a threat.
Forward it goes. West Brom trying to the last second pick that little gap at right back. It was Emily that was doing the legwork, and it's cleared away back out of play. And Walkett was the player replaced for West Brom. So Walkett off, Evans on.
There's calm play from Rachel Hindle as well in such a dangerous area to get the ball out wide for a clearance.
Wide it goes. Olivia Smart hasn't had a busy half. She's been heavily involved in the first, but in the second half it's been mainly through the middle of the park where the game has gone. Price gets across, Smart flies in, ball spinning and turning. Not the ball that Abby Brown needed to play. There was better options out there, easy for us to see with more of the pitch available. Ennis wins, Leeds a throw. Are we starting to get into territory where there's players flagging now? It looks that way to me. You know, we've got Price hobbling, Rebecca Bass is hobbling until she has to run towards it, and then she grits her teeth. Catherine Smith always looks tired and then always finds a way to run forward. She runs that hard that it does get to this point in the game where you think she'll have to come off, and then she makes a 30-40 metre run and you think, right, fair enough. Very important the subs though today, aren't they? If they lose the grip of the game, Rick Passmore will feel that it'll be his doing as Paige Williams flies in.
Woody, get round her. Left peg.
Emily swings the ball in, looking towards the near post. Simpson catches with ease. So yeah, I think coaching staff-wise, the subs could be where this game is won and lost for Leeds. As it currently stands, there has been no real pressure on Simpson's goal. That's when you break it down, Jodie, Simpson's had to make very few interceptions to keep this game in Leeds' favour.
Yeah, I think Leeds as a whole team, they've done very well to defend West Brom, and obviously they've got some very skillful players and aggressive players. So they've done well for that challenge. And obviously a heavy pitch, sometimes it can play a huge part in a game. And I think they've dealt with it extremely well.
Yeah, George had a little kick out there at Williams. I don't think she appreciated Williams' challenge, and then as Williams got to her feet, she just tripped her up. It was off the ball. Williams trying to explain that as Rebecca Bass tries the karate kick-like clearance. Used to work on execution. As now West Brom coming forward. Mahmood trying to work it into a good area. Out wide it goes towards Stamps. Leeds standing their ground. Across comes Hamill. Mahmood trying to get away from her. Different sort of striker. Mahmood a bit more energetic than Straker was. Straker a lot more powerful. As Leeds clear the danger into the final 20 minutes we go. Leeds looking to progress in the FA Women's National League Plate. As we said earlier, West Brom are a division above Leeds. They are, though, just ahead of the relegation zone. They've won their last 2 games, though, so they'd have come here with confidence.
Onto it, Rach, first time. Get off, Brownie. Go on, Brownie. Go on, Brownie. Go on, Brownie.
Brown trying to get forward. Is she obstructed there by the 2 defenders? The referee seems to think so. I don't think the defenders have got anywhere to go with that, really. They're both sandwiched across, and Abby Brown hit the deck immediately. So Brown, I think, is trying to suggest there needs to be more of a card here. That might not go down that well with the Baggies players who are seeing her make 2 late changes. You can see, Jodie, by just the body language, the reactions, so much passion out there from both teams, moaning at everything. The card's now coming out, and I think it's a good call from the ref. Without that challenge, Brown might be 1-on-1.
Yeah, I think there was no real intent from either defender to actually win that ball. Obviously, Brown's kind of clear through on goal with her pace as well, and trickery. You could see maybe 2 goals up there for Leeds if that foul didn't occur, so rightly so. I think she would be obviously annoyed, but with her track record this game, you can obviously see why she maybe shouldn't be as vocal to seem to be asking for a yellow card for a defender.
Yeah, so Smart, it's going to be one of those awkward set pieces where to shoot from here is, you're going to have to get such a good effort. To cross it's even harder. Towards the far post, a couple of bodies go to ground. Ellis races in there again. Just can't get to it. It'll be another goal kick.
Kathy, get home quicker. Forget the ball. Kath, just run home. Don't do that. Just run in. You're playing. Pass! Pass! Pass!
With Crackle. Back it goes out.
No, I don't want to do that.
For the left-hand side of defence, where Timms has been occupying that left centre-back spot. Into Warner. Surprised as well, by the way, that you can't be a one-player team. If that challenge comes in by Brown. And West Brom might need a bit more time here to see if she's okay. There's no free kick coming. But we're getting to that stage of the match now where there's very little in this. Leeds so far so good in their areas of the pitch, defending valiantly. In the final third, haven't really created that much in the second half. But it has been a really solid performance this so far. And again, it isn't a game that perhaps we'd watch back. There's other games that Leeds have played this year where the football has been so much better. But if the name's in the pot for the next round, I do believe that is all anyone cares about. Yellow card. Didn't really see who that was for, really.
I want to say I was more than certain that number 15 had already received a yellow card, so I'm not sure who it's actually gone to.
Yeah, confusing.
Pass! Pass! Give us a pass!
Really confusing as the official tries to get things back under control. Rebecca Bass. Is Rebecca Bass trying to alert that situation to the ref? Who...
Pass! Stay to the right and Kathy can have both. Kathy!
is trying to explain things as well. As Green, the West Brom sub, is perhaps readying to come on. So lots of confusion out there as Smith prods the ball away. The West Brom player, I think, as well, was being told to come off the pitch and he's now been allowed back on. So that's the main confusion. That's what Bass was trying to alert them to. And now George gets the throw. So they are making another change in Isabel Green to come on. It's a free kick to West Brom, which George will take when she gets the go-ahead from today's official. Abby Brown, the only player in the wall. Ellis again causing problems just by her pace. She's got Leeds on the attack. Now, can she find a way through to Brown? Just under hits the pass. Leeds and their counter is soon stopped. But the work from Williams gets it back. Here is Woodruff, looks over the corner of her shoulder to see there's a player coming. Now kicks it to the byline. That's going to give Emily the opportunity she needs to just turn away. She just rolls it away from Woodruff too easily. There is Smith. That should be a Leeds throw, that. And it will be. But yeah, the point I was trying to make earlier was that you can't be like a one-player team. Leeds, even though the best player, we both agree, is Macy Ellis, it has been very much a team effort. I'm a little bit surprised that West Brom haven't tried to get Phoebe Warner more involved in certain areas. You can see she's clearly a creative player. Maybe move into a more central position. Considering the first 10-15 minutes, the impact she had, I'm a little surprised. Do you agree, Jodie?
Yeah, I was going to say, we saw that she was probably maybe the most threat that West Brom have brought with them today. And obviously we've not really seen too much around the ball, which is a good sign for Leeds.
Yeah, across comes Brown. Bass tries to fly in. That'll be a free kick. She will, I think, have to be carded for it as a result. I thought she did very well, actually, to disguise it rather than a blatant obstruction.
Yeah, and then poking the ball away.
That didn't help. If she wanted to avoid a card, that has nailed it home.
Yeah, I think she might have just timed it a little bit too late there. Because obviously Brown had poked the ball in front of her and there's nothing much else she could do other than to make the foul.
Yeah, so more changes for West Brom. Isabel Green and Leanne Robinson are both coming on. So West Brom have used their full complement of subs into the final 11 minutes of the regulation time at the Sotrac Stadium.
Smudge, stay in there. Player apiece. Winner. Foul ref.
Smart heads it clear. Good header from Olivia Smart to at least just get Leeds some territory.
Yeah, I thought there was a slight nudge in the back as well. So I thought she did well to keep her balance.
Right. Dig. Well, it's our ball. Ref, it's our ball. They kicked it out. There you go. It's ours. It's a poor decision. Oh, it's a rugby tap.
Hindle waiting to get the go-ahead for the throw. Into the final 10 minutes we go. Hindle down the line looking for Woodruff. Catherine Hamill, the header's that strong. She sends two players away, including Catherine Smith, who was bundled to the ground. Great challenge from Price. Her reading of the game today has been so effective for Leeds to get them back in attacking positions as Brown heads it forward just to really put West Brom under pressure more than anything else. George clears. Hamill again. And towards Smith. That's what I meant earlier about Smith looking tired and then all of a sudden finding the energy. Well, George has been... Well, I thought she was carded. The referee is going across. Catherine Smith has felt the effects of that. Not 100% sure if she's as injured as she maybe is making out. Again, just getting a rest, allowing other players to do so as well.
Yeah, I didn't really see any real connection to cause injury, more so as just a
yeah, and I don't think it's a second yellow either. It's missed time, but it's not in an area where you would be baying for a second yellow like many perhaps would. Leads with Hindle. Showed to go down the right wing, then flicked it there. Abby Brown will get the chance to go and retrieve this. She keeps it alive. Hindle asking for it behind her. She will get it. Now with the up and under. Is it too close to the crossbar? It's not. It's just over the top. Hindle was originally looking for Woodruff in the middle. Just got the execution wrong into the final into the final 9 minutes now. Even 8 as we tick by. We will get a bit more stoppage time than we did in the first half. I mean, it has been a strange 20 minutes where nothing has really happened at either end. And yet, it's still a very tense, but it's not as if we're having shot peppered against either goal. It's still tense. Could get even worse here for Leeds as the ball cut back. Shot comes in. Big chance for West Brom. And it's over the crossbar. I think it's their best chance of the day as well.
Yeah, I think so. A better connection there. You would see that probably in the back of the net, so it's good that she didn't get a connection right. Maybe a bobble on the pitch. Just put her off a little bit.
Yeah, Smart was trying to not allow the player inside. Showed her outside. She then took it, did Stamps. And Robinson skies over the top. So just what we needed. Those subs look a little rusty. I think that's Robinson's first touch, which doesn't help.
I think it never helps the opposition when you've got Catherine Hamill on pressurising you.
I was just thinking, I was about to bring that point in, that perhaps it's Catherine Hamill's most quietest game, or how I feel that she's noticed it. But yet still a 9 out of 10. Just never ever seems to do anything wrong, really.
No, she's very consistent as a player. I think that's one word that you can use always for Catherine Hamill. Just goes about a game quietly and just makes sure.
Just gets on with it. I think you notice Bridie Hannah more because she steps out of defence. She can take set pieces. Of course, pardon me, we see her with a couple of efforts towards goal now and again from deep, but Catherine Hamill just really seems to enjoy defending. And he's rather good at it as well for Leeds, which is great news, as Suarez Martins makes her way out towards left midfield. That change will at least add some more energy to the Leeds attack, and naturally it would push someone into the middle, which looks like it's actually Ellis, and it means Woodruff has come off. Whether that swaps to Brown, we will soon find out. Leeds have got defensive work to do before they can worry about that. Here is Stamps running at Rebecca Bass, who's normally a full-back. Can she stop the play here? She gets back, but Stamps comes across, right across the face of goal. Here's Mahmood. Leeds just about get there with Hindle. It'll come out towards Lloyden, who goes for it, and it's scooped wide. Well, Mahmood slaps the floor in frustration. Rachel Hindle to save the day. The worrying thing for Leeds, though, Jodie, is West Brom are starting to knock on that door pretty heavily.
Yeah, I think they're getting some joy down that right-hand side, especially the play here. She's obviously put a good few crosses in the last couple of minutes, and it's just not had the right connection.
Yeah, it is Shannon Stamps that is causing the problems in the 17 jersey. If we need someone to keep up with it, I suggest we move Macy Ellis towards left back, and she can outrun anyone on the pitch as the ball goes forward. Williams lets it go past her. She was hoping to just shield it for another. Here is Hindle. Catherine Howell has hurt herself there with a challenge, but she stayed on her feet. Up towards Ellis now, and wins a throw. And now Mace Ellis decides to become Amy Woodruff for a second. And I think with less than 5 minutes to go, if everything stays the same, we know where your player of the match vote's going.
Yeah, I think it's been an obvious one, hasn't it, from the get-go. It's just instilled that desire, that energy, obviously pace, and then obviously to add a goal to a tally. It's got to be Macy Ellis.
Yeah, it certainly has. As Hindle had another strong game at fullback. She waits for a runner. Amy Brown's not had a pretty game as a winger. She had a fantastic game. There was a forward in terms of hold-up play, determination. Ellis gives away a free kick. But yeah, it's not the game that Amy Brown would have liked to have had as a winger. Floating down the wing, twisting, turning, crossing. She has had to really roll up her sleeves in a different manner today. And she's done it effectively. And Leeds so far are on their way through to the next round of the plate, but that is still to be decided. They've got work to do here as well, as Brown was chasing that for West Brom. Smart clears less than 4 to go. Smart clears again. Suarez Martins just sent on to put the pressure on. Extra burst of speed. It's into Mahmood. Leeds just fallen asleep at the back. She's still going. Shot comes in, and it's wide again on the target. And a bit of a desperate effort, really, from the West Brom sub. And it is that sort of time. Desperation sort of minutes. Any sight at goal, they're going for it.
Yeah, I think the last 15-20 minutes we've seen a lot more fouls to break play up. Obviously tired legs and things, but then obviously West Brom have had the better of the chances coming into the last few minutes of the game.
Come across fast. Wider would be better, carry. There you are, come on Smudge, yeah, come on up. Good girl.
Smith flicks on looking for Brown. Ellis nearly gets to it. It's a free kick to West Brom, it will be.
He's got it on his spot. Leone, free coming on. Here, we're playing. Man of peace.
It's taken short, Ellis.
Stay central, Bass. Bass.
A sole attacker up front for Leeds now. Brown has stepped back. Rick Passmore's pretty much doubled up on the full-backs. Suarez Martins trying to get to Brown. Paige Williams with a huge clap for Suarez Martins as the ball comes out towards her. Williams can now hook it clear towards Ellis, who will let the ball go past her. Now the foot race is on and she's too quick and too strong. Now Ellis running through on goal. Can she finish the tie? Can she get her second? Ellis one-on-one and it's into the corner. Macy Ellis, take a bow. She's won this game single-handedly for Leeds with the 2 goals, but what a team effort. But 2 moments of class from Macy Ellis are sending Leeds United through to the next round of the FA Women's National League Plate, barring a miracle. Couple of minutes to go, Jodie. That is brilliant.
Yeah, she's just absolutely brilliant. I think today has been one of the best games I've seen her play. She's obviously very patient, starts her own half, a couple of yards behind the defender, and just obviously uses that sheer pace just to get past her and composure just in front of goal. Ensures it's 2-0. A brace from her.
It's almost computer game-esque in terms of like speed, where the player's tiring. Pardon me, she's just really caused problems. She's won so many balls when the players have given her 2 to 3 yards head start. Macy Ellis makes sure that Leeds United have a 2-goal cushion. West Brom's players, no doubt now, starting to feel like this tie is over. Rip Passmore, he's just trying to come across and give a few instructions out. Paige Williams will get a round of applause. She is now going to be replaced and she's played her part in midfield. It hasn't been a game for her to create many chances. But Leeds just shearing things up now with another holding midfielder. I mean, I say that Keisha May Underdown scored the best 2 goals of the season for me last year. But she'll be firmly instructed not to be shooting from range and just keep things nice and compact for Leeds, who need to make sure they deal with this first chance just to not give any opportunity for West Brom to think they can salvage something. Underdown flicks it forward. Of course, Alice gets there. Wasn't even in the proximity of that pass and still found a way to get to it. As Smart now goes down the line, trying to play in Suarez Martins. I think I agree with you as well, Jodie. Without a doubt, the best game I've seen Macy Ellis play. I've seen her play really effectively, but it's pretty much just led the attack by herself today in terms of the goal mouth moments. Mudruff, of course, missed those chances, but just when Leeds have needed her, she's just dragged them through the mud with 2 goals as well, where she still had an awful lot of work to do.
Yeah, she did. I think she did extremely well. Obviously given a pace, but she's still got to, use her body well, get in front of the defender, and then obviously have that composure in front of the goal to ensure it is 2-0. I think today the team have put in a shift together collectively, but obviously she's just outshone today.
Brown takes a quick throw in for West Brom. Smart heads it up into the air, gets a second chance. I think it's another foul on Olivia Smart today. Stamps by name, stamps by nature. A little late kick out at the back. Again, West Brom player just desperately going for the ball. She apologises straight away and realises that that challenge was a little bit over the top. And because Leeds are 2-0 up, Olivia Smart doesn't need to get annoyed.
Yeah, I think she'll just be happy, just take the free kick and waste a little bit more time.
Yeah, so forward it goes. Icing on the cake would now be a Macy Ellis third. She sets off, instead she might get an assist as Suarez Martins gets to this. Ellis now bursting forward to get to it. Suarez Martins nearly picks her out as well. West Brom will clear. On the attack they go, force wide. Leeds trying to get back from midfield. Catherine Smith having to look over both shoulders to see where her runners are coming from. Stamps again, causing problems. Do wonder if West Brom got their turn again. They would start the number 17 off the bench. The referee gets in the way, and West Brom's players deflate as a result. As Abby Brown has now felt that she can't go and continue. A timely injury for Abby Brown.
Yeah, I'm surprised the referees actually stopped it there as well, since it went back to a West Brom player.
Well, we are going to get World Cup-like substitution added time. Abby Brown has gone down. Physio comes on as instructed by the official. Brown then sends medical team away. Now got to go off, which is frustration because she turned down the treatment. But because the referee just following the rules. But the treatment didn't actually start. There was no drink consumed. There was nothing.
I think if Abby Brown asked for the physio to come on, then obviously she would have had to go off. But I think the official needs to get that consent from the player.
Yeah, he has waved her straight back on. I think even he felt that it was a bit needless, but he's just following the rules as Suarez Martins just tries to hook her leg around the play. Well played by Brown for West Brom. Olivia Smart just comes across and says thank you very much. And another strong challenge on Olivia Smart, perhaps the strongest. Referee says play on though. They thought they won the ball, West Brom. Price flies in. Across comes Catherine Smith. West Brom still coming here. George. Brown flies in. Important sliding challenge. And there is Hindle, who again has been tremendous at right back. Olivia Smart is still down. And the referee is still playing on, which is a surprise. Olivia Smart worryingly hasn't moved. She was in some discomfort when she went to ground. The game continues to go on. Underdown still going, prodded wide. Now Suarez Martins, if Leeds do clear it out, they want territory. Suarez Martins at least will gain extra yardage. And the referee does let the ball go out. So Olivia Smart is still down. It was a big impact. She went to ground and you could see her straight away in some serious discomfort. And Carrie Simpson's racing across to make sure she's okay as well.
Yeah, it seems like she's pointing to her face, so it looks like a collision into maybe the side of her face. Can't be much longer here left. A few substitutions, a few players that have gone down, but not too much more. Unless the referee's just really enjoying officiating this game.
He might not have any plans this afternoon. Surely he wants to get home for England, but, you know, maybe not. As Leeds 2-0 up against West Brom. Referee just explaining things to Olivia Smart, who has certainly put her body in the line for her team today. There'll be a few bumps and bruises as she gets in the dressing room this evening. She's having a word with the linesman as well, who clearly feels that she should be more protected by.
I was about to say I'd be surprised if West Brom give the ball back to Leeds here, but Perhaps they're taking it.
And there is the chance, and there's the goal. West Brom do have a goal back. It's come from nowhere. Hindle is racing away to try and stop West Brom from getting the extra time they want. West Brom make their way towards halfway, and the goal does come. I think it was Mahmood that got it. It all happened very quickly from nowhere, as you say, Jodie. It was in stoppage time. Were they going to give the ball back? And Leeds have just fallen asleep from a throw-in. Didn't get to the ball. It comes in. Catherine Hamill didn't see where it had gone. Mahmood did. And she slots it into the corner. So nervous wait now. Of course, with the time we've added on, and then the time that's been added on again, Leeds still have work to do. They can't afford to panic. Naturally, though, it's very hard not to. As the referee looks at the watch, the referee will eventually blow, and Leeds do enough over the course of the match, and that goal was only a consolation. Paige Williams runs onto the pitch to celebrate. Marvellous performance from Leeds United today in terms of a different class. Olivia Smart is still reeling from that challenge in some discomfort, but Macy Ellis's brace gets them over the line in the FA Women's National League Plate, and the job is done. They go through 2-1. Mahmood's goal counts for very little in the end, Jodie. And a different performance today, hard-working. It's those sort of performances, though, that get you trophies, get you promotions. You cannot win pretty every week.
Yeah, obviously it's there to dig in deep today, and obviously right till the end with that last minute goal. Not sure about how much stoppage time was left, but obviously they dug in, stuck together as a team, and obviously a brace from Macy Ellis ensured the win into the next round. Yeah,
so fingers crossed, more progression for Leeds United, but that's all we've got time for here on LUTV. Have a lovely rest of your weekend, and we're back soon.